Hey, what's up guys? I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and this is my detailed review and install of the MBRP Pro Series 4-inch single side exit catback exhaust system, available for your 2015 and up 3.5 liter EcoBoost powered F-150. In this video, I'm going to cover three big topics here with the MBRP. Basically, what you can expect as far as sound with the 4-inch system, what you're going to be looking at as far as basic materials and construction, and then basically a quick little walkthrough of the install itself. And since this is a single outlet system, expect a very easy day in the garage, 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and I will have a little bit more detail on that later on. The MBRP Pro Series is going to be a great choice for the EcoBoost owners out there looking for a full 4-inch system and would prefer some excellent materials thanks to that 304 grade stainless. And ultimately, it's going to be a great choice for those EcoBoost owners out there who would like to get all of this and still kind of stick in that entry-level price category. Now, I know at $700, this is stretching that entry-level term a little bit, but stick with me here, guys, and I'll explain my logic. Now, anybody that's familiar with MBRP as a brand typically knows that you don't have to make a huge financial commitment to get into a system that's going to provide you with some pretty great tone overall. But that doesn't mean MBRP can't produce a system that will hang with the big boys as far as overall quality. And that's what the Pro Series is all about. Yes, you're still getting MBRP's rock solid build, but you're also getting that T304 grade stainless steel, that premium material in place of the aluminized steel or even 409 grade stainless, which is something that MBRP typically uses on their more affordable systems. But let's talk sound here with the MBRP 4-inch system, and as you guys heard with our sound clips, this thing produced a pretty enjoyable, solid tone overall. Nice deep tone with a ton of turbo noise. I'm gonna give it a strong 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbors scale. I know a lot of you guys probably watching this at home might think an extremely large system like this, 4 inches with a free-flowing muffler, is going to produce a very loud tone, but that really wasn't the case here with this system. We did pick up a little sound inside the cabin when cruising, but it wasn't something that overpowered the radio on the highway. With the sound pretty much covered up here, guys, let's talk briefly about some of the construction and materials here with the Pro Series system and talk about what separates this thing from the rest of the MBRP lineup. And as we talked about earlier, it just really all boils down to the materials here. Again, 304 grade stainless steel, the benchmark when it comes to aftermarket catback exhaust system, the best at reducing corrosion and the best when it comes to long-term durability. But obviously all those benefits do come at a price. As far as price, guys, you're going to be dropping right around $700 for the Pro Series 4-inch catback, which is pretty solid overall when you're considering you're getting those premium materials and you're getting that lifetime warranty. Now, for reference sake, you can get the Installer Series 4-inch catback from MBRP as well. Pretty much the identical catback to the one we have here. Instead, that Installer Series utilizes aluminized steel, and that thing only costs $400 compared to the $700 Pro Series. So it just boils down to whether or not you're going to prefer these premium materials and whether or not you're going to need them on your truck. The big seller here, though, with this kit, guys, in my opinion, besides those premium materials, of course, is the fact that this is a 4-inch system from tip to tip, with the lone exception of the neck down here at the catalytic converter connection. Now, again, you're getting 4-inch mandrel bends here, including the single bullet style muffler, all of it exiting out the rather large 5-inch tip embossed with that MBRP logo. This is also a great system to point out too, if you guys are going for a bigger power with your F-150, maybe through an aftermarket tune, downpipes, intakes, things like that, this would be a great choice for you. Also keep in mind, this is a single exit system, so it's going to dump right behind that passenger side rear tire, much like the factory system, but with a whole lot more girth. As I mentioned at the top of this video here, guys, the install for a majority of truck owners will be pretty straightforward. So let's call it 1 out of 3 wrenches with about an hour or 2 in the garage or driveway needed before you're making some noise. Now, longer wheelbase trucks, I'm talking Super Crew owners with a 6.5-foot bed or Super Cab owners with an 8-foot bed, you will need to use the extension pipe that MBRP includes with the system. Those Super Crew owners with the 6.5-foot bed, you'll have to trim this thing to about 15 inches. So just make sure you have your Sawzall ready to go. On the other hand, Super Cab owners with the 8-foot bed, you just use the entire extension pipe. So again, for the majority of owners out there, a bolt-on affair, basic hand tools, a socket set is really all you're looking at. Super Crew owners with the 6.5-foot bed, just make sure you have your Sawzall ready to rock and roll. But other than that, basically a couple of hours in the garage or driveway, and you should be good to go. So if you guys have your heart set on a 4-inch system, the MBRP Pro Series will be one of your nicest options on the site based on materials alone. Factor in the solid build and the decent tone, and you have a great system for well south of $1,000. That's my review of the MBRP Pro Series 4-inch catback for your EcoBoost, which you can find right here at AmericanMuscle.com.